Hey everybody, this is a continuation of our chat cinema podcast. We did a couple of months ago, I think, didn't we, Christine? We were talking about the streaming services, but Warner Brothers dropped a bomb on everyone last week, and it was the size of an atomic bomb. Uh, they're going to release all their 2021 films simultaneously in theaters and on HBO Max. Christine, as she is a big time movie goer, I mean theater goer. She loves watching movies in the theater. We're going to get her opinion on it. Christine, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. This was really a big news because, first of all, Warner Brothers just said that they wanted to show a Wonder Woman on Christmas in theaters and on the HBO Max channel.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly, all the 21 films, I think they are 21 or over 20 or
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
a
Warner
lot.
Brothers is a massive, right? Massive studio.
Yeah, we are talking about are coming to the HBO channel and
HBO
so
Max. Uh-huh.
Max streaming online. At the same time as there will be have a theatrical release, and this is quite a big news because I think it will change the landscape of cinemas, not only for the blockbuster movies but also for the smaller ones.
Well, it's definitely going to be a new business model. I trying to figure this out. Okay, we know the landscape has changed because of COVID, but it was changing even before COVID.
Yeah.
Um, how do they expect to theaters to compete with the same movie in the house? That I don't, I haven't quite grasped that yet. Especially think about it. I mean, one person could pay for Wonder Woman, invite 50 people over, for example. So, that's going to be a balancing act. That could really, there are definitely going to be fewer screens in the future. That we have no doubt. But I still, like I said, I still think, okay, have they thought this? Well, I'm sure they have thought this through. And
Sure.
I think maybe the economy is really scaring them. The future of movie theaters for 2021 is a bit cloudy.
Cloudy at least, yeah, because we nobody knows anything at the moment. We don't know how fast we can get the vaccine, how fast things will go back to normal, um, and how fast we can all go back to the cinemas. So in Germany, for example, everything will be closed until January 10th. So we don't know whether we can go back to the cinemas in January. Honestly, I don't believe so.
No, I don't think
I
so.
hope, of course, I hope. Yeah, um, from a certain point of view, of course, they say we have the movies, they are ready, we want to show them,
Mhm.
and want to push our streaming, uh,
The streaming service. Hmm.
yeah, streaming service. So, of course, I think it's a little bit the same as Disney Plus started. So they put everything on the streaming service. They put a lot of money into it to get also unique content because they don't want to give their content away to Netflix or Amazon Prime anymore.
Hmm.
So at the end, every big studio will have its own online platform.
Yeah, but do we want to pay for every studio? I mean, I can't afford.
Yes,
There's five, six studios plus Amazon and Netflix. I mean, I can't afford to pay for 10 streaming services a month.
nobody can. So there will be, I think, a huge fight over content and the end,
Mhm.
over the movie. So as the most interesting portfolio for the people, for the target group, and then show the movies. Now, I'm not interested to pay, I don't know, €50 for just to have five streaming services just to see five movies or two movies which are interesting because most of them aren't interesting in the end.
The thing is, like I said, we talked about this before. Warner Brothers is one of the big three. Warner is Disney, Warner, Universal. They have all the intellectual properties. Sony and Paramount, they're dicey. But when a studio like Warner Brothers says, "Okay, we are sending everything online," we all have to think, "Whoa, that's pretty big." Because, do you want to tell people about the titles they have this year for 2021? A
Uh,
lot, some big ones.
yeah, I mean, it starts with Wonder Woman in December, this December. Then we have June. We have the new Miranda musical
Hmm.
as title. And what else? Oh, so
Well, I got Matrix 4, of course.
yeah, yeah, Matrix. Yeah,
Matrix.
Matrix. December, next December.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Space Jam,
yeah.
Tom and
Mm.
Jerry, and they have a Will Smith movie and a Clint Eastwood film.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
those are some pretty big names. They're definitely trying to generate some buzz for HBO, but HBO Plus or HBO Max? HBO Max, sorry, HBO Max. And definitely, so they've just decided, okay, it's all or nothing this year. I mean, 2021.
Yeah. And but on the other hand, Dune is made for a big screen. It's not a Netflix Christmas movie you can watch on your laptop. You have
I
to
agree.
see this on a big screen in the cinema. You have to have this going to a cinema together experience.
Mm.
And well, in one article, he said, in the end, it's up to us whether we
Mm.
go back to the cinema to have this kind of experience, to, to go there with a girlfriend for the first date, uh, to see movies not alone, to laugh together, uh, or whether we prefer to stay at home on the sofa uh, and watch it on a small screen and say, well, it's fine.
I don't really know. It's like, well, as we said in the last podcast, guys, Berlin, there's still a few big screens here. Kino
Yeah.
International, for example, and Zoo Palace. And what's the other one? The one on Kudam?
Super Lost
Yeah.
has a screen. Yeah, some of the cinema.
Delphi's.
Yeah, and then the big UCI
Yeah.
at Dispenseplatz has a
Yeah.
very big screen, an IMAX. Yeah,
Well,
so we have
with
still some,
but now
but
with this business model, they won't survive. I can't
yeah,
imagine them surviving. Some will close. Some will definitely be casualties of the
yeah. I mean,
new business models.
yeah. What we have already had a change in before when the Sony Center movie closed on the big IMAX. So this was the biggest screen in Berlin.
Yeah, and that closed. Yeah, I forgot that did close. Um,
Yeah.
and now, like I said, I don't know. And 2021 is still up in the air, as we all know. Because we're not going to say anything about the vaccine because we don't know anything about it. We're just keeping this focused on movies. But like I said before, it shows that there's a lack of confidence in theater going for 2021. I think that's and I read the articles about what Steve Soderbergh said. I'm not angry at Warner Brothers because there are economics involved in this. I mean, they
Mhm.
have $2-3 billion investment in these movies. So they're obviously going to try to, get as much out of it, get a profit out of it now.
Yeah. But we'll see whether it really works in the end. Maybe it works for 2021, but what will be the next years? So maybe it doesn't work out in the long run. We don't know yet.
Very, very true. Um, will you go back to the theaters when they open? Are you planning?
Yes, I will.
Who am I
I
asking?
yeah, I'm lying for this.
It's in our
it,
blood, guys.
yeah.
How many
But
cards? How many membership cards will you have?
I used to have four or something,
To
but
different chains, right?
yeah. Hmm.
And how many we have in it? Well, we don't even know if there will be a future. But on the other hand, there is something good. Maybe out of something crazy, something good happens. Maybe there'll be more room for art house or non-commercial films. The smaller theaters will really boom.
Well, this was in the summer when the cinema were allowed to open in summer in Berlin or in Germany. There were a lot of smaller art house European movies being shown, and also on a longer run. Usually, you have a small film for 2 weeks, and then
Oh,
it's
really?
cinema. And now they were really there for quite a time,
Oh,
and
really? For those out there, we live in Berlin, like you, as we said, and there are still a lot of independent theaters here also. Really
yeah,
small houses, 150 to 100, 150 seats, and they're quite busy.
yeah, yeah. They were, yeah. I mean, of course, they weren't only allowed, I don't know, a third of the people usually going to the cinema, but I went to quite a few films and I had the impression they were more or less sold out,
Really?
but not all of them. Some said but still it didn't work out for the cinemas in the end. There were not enough people coming.
Well, I think I don't know why. We're a little bit on the nervous side.
No, because there weren't a lot so many. I mean, if you
Oh,
have,
that's right. Yeah, because of the social distancing.
yeah. So I think there were just, I don't know, a third or quarter of the people allowed,
I
and
forgot.
you're sitting among empty chairs.
Oh, how was it? Because it was we're a bit off subject, guys. Sorry. Was it like two or three chairs space
Yeah,
or something
yeah. So
between
usually
each
you have
patron?
2 chairs together because you
Uh-huh.
could book as a couple, and then there were 2 chairs empty, or the whole row was empty, and so you were really sitting there with a lot of distance, and they had all invested a lot of money into this kind of air conditioned systems and all
Oh,
the safety
yeah. I
measures.
remember.
So they were, of course, very disappointed when they had to close again in October
Yeah, 'cause
because
I can imagine.
everything that was possible, and there were no really big news about any outbreak in a cinema.
Mm,
But on
that's
the
true.
other hand, yeah, on the other hand, they say they can't um, say anymore how the infection lines work, so we don't know.
Okay, back on subject. Okay,
Yeah.
now we know there's back. Sorry, guys, we always go off on these little tangents. So we now have Apple, Disney, HBO. HBO's not in Germany. It's not in Europe
No,
yet, right?
but
Um, is it?
I want to come to Europe and South
Hmm.
America, I think next year, but
Okay.
doesn't look like they'll all show all these big movies we just talked about.
Okay, okay. Well, okay.
So,
So,
yeah.
well, which one will you get? Netflix, Amazon, HBO? I mean, gosh knows, there's so many choices now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then you have all these extras. For example, on Amazon, you can also buy these extra channels. So like BBC channel or something. So you can spend quite a lot of money
Just sitting at the house.
sitting at the house. And my problem is I'm so overwhelmed by all these many movies I can choose from that in the end I don't know what to know what to watch. So yeah, I'm like, okay, shall I watch this? This I don't know.
Okay. So it's going to be an interesting development, guys. What will 2021 hold for all of us in the film business as film critics, film lovers? We have no idea. Right now we're just going with the flow of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it for this special session of Chat Cinema. Stay tuned. We have another one coming. Ciao.
Yeah. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.